I didn't hear the horn. So
Bill Poole is a shame. He's shameful.
You can't hear anything?
I can't hear nothing.
Can't hear the soundboard?
No.
Nope.
It's been going this whole time.
Has it?
Here, there you go.
Oh,
Bill
no.
Poole is a shame. He's
There you go.
shameful.
There it is. Yeah.
There we go. Hi, and welcome to Season 2 Unboxed Politics.
Ring us.
We made it.
We made it.
We did it.
2025, y'all.
I'm dead inside.
I'm dead outside.
Yeah.
Are we doomed?
Yes.
So,
Good.
good.
Are we dead yet?
Yeah, it's 2025, everybody. Time for a new year and a new show. We got brackets, so I hope you like March Madness. TMCR.
What does that mean?
We're gonna. It's trademark.
Yeah.
Oh.
Trademark. Okay.
Trademark. So
Can't afford no trademarks.
yeah, we can send us money so we can afford trademarks.
Please.
Let me introduce you to my co-hosts, and then we'll get into the show. Target acquired. We'll go from the top here. We got Ollie.
Good God, dude.
How we doing?
There you go.
We got Mark.
Push the goddamn button! Push the goddamn button! You heard what she said.
And as always, super producer Mikey Famine.
Including Scorpio Patriot.
Oh, wait. I got a new clip. Hold on. I forgot.
Kicking bleep mother froggers.
What?
Those are words.
Kicking bleep mother froggers.
And I was playing Call of Duty, so there's like some sweet wah in the background.
Kicking bleep mother froggers.
That's me. I'm a chip and bleep mother frogger. Here to report.
And as always, I am Tim.
Including Scorpio
Oh shit,
Patriot.
wrong one.
And they were coming right on top of me. And within about 3 or 4 seconds, I was covered with bodies.
He was covered.
Covered
Bible.
with
Why would you
colors.
burn a Bible? I would never burn a Bible.
What if I'm cold?
Yeah.
I'm burning that Bible.
The new addition this year, this year, is we have brackets, and hopefully we can show that brackets.
Oh, right. Brackets.
Brackets.
So
We got brackets.
we are
Bracket Ranger.
we've divided these people. We'll call them people for now, into 4 different brackets.
You imply that we're going to cover some things that are not people. By
Yeah.
saying that.
Trump's not people.
Trump's not people.
These
Neither is-
people
neither is Matt Gaetz.
Talk about these.
Matt Gaetz is not
I'll-
people.
The next time a volcano erupts, I want to cover that then. Come on.
All right. So
Crab, lizard, person.
our four brackets are the radical left, which is the best bracket. It's got Bernie, it's got AOC, Jasmine Crockett, Barack Obama, Ilhan Omar from Mark's home state, Minnesota,
Yeah.
and Gavin Newsom, because
Tim Walz.
But listen, if Tim Walz comes back, we'll
won't.
talk about it.
He won't.
He's going to
Bracket
go work
number
on his
2.
fucking Caterpillar pickup truck for another 16
Yeah.
years. Cool ass.
You know,
He's
if
gonna
he
work
puts
on
out
getting us
videos,
universal health care in
Shut up.
Minnesota.
All right, I'm moving on.
if he puts out videos of him fixing stuff, we'll play that. That's fine.
He showed you how to fix the cruise control on an old International Harvester.
Yeah. And then bracket number 2, the MAGA folk, Just Dance Vance. I like that one. Donald Musk, President Elon.
Shame!
Uh,
Shame! Shame!
we got RFK and Magic the Gathering.
If you only knew
And
how
Gates.
ridiculous that statement is, you wouldn't have said it.
Baby
yeah.
Gates.
I think it's a really major mistake and an insult to me.
Do we have a Vance soundbite yet?
No, I don't think he's
Man.
gonna get one either. I don't like his
Yeah.
voice.
So,
He doesn't say.
I don't
that
know.
shit.
If he says getting covered in semen in some way, we can add it to the Trump one and just
Jesus
You know.
Christ.
well, I know this is the devil, but we could get an
And they
AI
were
of that.
coming right on
No.
top of me. And within about 3 or
I don't
4
negotiate
seconds,
with
I
terrorists.
was covered with bodies,
I wasn't all the way up. Here we go.
and they were coming
There we
right
go.
on top of me. And within about 3 or 4 seconds, I was covered with
Semen.
bodies.
Covered.
Covered in semen.
Bracket number 3, the mainstream. You got your Ben Shapiro's. You got Trevor Noah, Jon Stewart, everyone's favorite ranter, Joe Scarborough. I mean, that guy is we're gonna get clips for days from him. Joe Rogan, the world's most
Ugh.
popular asshole, and Bill Maher.
The world's second most
Bill
popular
Maher.
asshole.
sometimes dicks need to fuck assholes.
It's true.
And then our final category, international relations. Now there's a fewer of these guys than the other ones because I feel like there's more potential out there for an international person to get in and like be a star on this board. So
Be a
for
star.
now, we got Canadian citizen Jordan Peterson, Piers Morgan,
International dust bin.
yeah, the Queen of Canada, the winner of the worst from last year,
Ollie's favorite.
and
Crowd pleaser.
past and future Prime Minister Boris Johnson.
No, Nigel Farage is the new one. Elon's gonna put $100 million into their election so that he can win that one too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and last year AOC won Best of the Best, so she's back on the board on the left side. So, guys, these are going to be some great combinations that we're going to have here, and feel free because every bracket has at least 2 wild cards. Feel free, co-hosts of the show,
Audience at home,
and audience at home, to come up with some people that I haven't thought of or we haven't thought of that are popular. That might
Mark
get some clips.
Zuckerberg.
Oh.
he doesn't talk though.
He's just
He
a
does,
robot.
He's
Well-
just bad at it.
No,
gonna
no.
sit there
Well,
and
it's
blink.
like we could just get some clips of Data and show them instead, couldn't we?
I like Data though.
If we
Okay,
could
lore. Okay,
superimpose-
lore.
Oh, his name's Fable. Fable Zuckerberg. That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Data to lore to Fable.
Fable. Yeah, he's the third brother.
Yeah. Myth.
I'm going to call it now.
Myth
This person is going to
Zuckerberg.
get added and win either best or worst. Barron Trump is going to hit the board this year
No.
somehow.
He doesn't do interviews. Not
For
yet,
now.
anyway.
And not only
So,
How
I
old
mean-
is he now?
21.
Is he?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Oh,
he
shit.
graduated
We-
high school in Trump's first term, I think.
Yeah.
You might be able to get some clips of him doing stupid stuff. Maybe I don't know. Check TMZ.
Like I want to like rip apart the Trump family root and branch, but they're all just empty, stupid people.
Yeah, I mean the whole.
Except his niece, right? Is that the one that wrote the book about him?
Yes.
Yeah. And I
She's
think
not
one
too
of his
bad.
cousins. I think wasn't it his cousin or something like that, or his nephew who had like the special needs kid, and then like he's like, "Hey, can you help me out?" And he's like, "Fucking
No.
can't you just let him die in the home and move back up here?"
Oh.
He's
Like Trump is a fucking bad person everywhere you paint it.
So yeah, you know, if you think you got someone that we're not thinking of or is just like blown up at some point, send the clip. Just make sure that it's not from like a show that will get copyrighted on.
Because we do have to watch this live, so
Yes.
terms and
So-
conditions may
We-
apply.
We prefer things that they don't have writers helping them with too.
Yes, nothing that's like scripted. Or as little scripting as possible.
Unless it's brilliant.
That's why Keith Olbermann's not back on the board, even though
It was a good
He had a-
monologue, but
he had a good
did
run.
rewrite it.
he had a good run. So gentlemen, today I have for you probably some of the best
Yeah.
and
It just cuts. I love it.
And
I need a fart
and
on the end of it.
probably-
I need a big wet fart on the end of that.
and probably some of the it's not upsetting as much as it is just dumb, and it makes you angry to listen to kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
You just described upsetting.
we
Disdain.
it's just we
Noun.
took a poll for the show, and the lads wanted their sugar first.
Feed.
So that's
Pretty soon we're gonna be calling this country.
So we're gonna watch Bernie Sanders interview AOC. That's our first video.
Oh, so Bernie's hosting the interview. Gotcha.
Yes, Bernie is the interviewer. AOC is the interviewee.
I'm ready.
Make her president with him being VP.
Press the button.
Oh wait.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button. You heard what she said.
So I know that, you know, a lot of progressives are struggling with this issue.
100%.
And I get it. But I would ask people to take a look at the alternative and to do the best that we can do.
Yeah, and I think also because I deeply understand and have.
Where are they?
I don't know.
Looks like a library.
Yeah.
This
It's his
idea
closet,
of,
okay?
You know, we're sick
Those
of
are not comfortable
having to
chairs.
choose between the lesser of
It's
two
in Bernie
evils.
Sanders' house somewhere.
And to that, I also say it's not just about this. It's also looking and trying to actively support who people feel are heroes in our democracy, because we can do both of these things at the same time. You have Jamal Bowman, who's up against huge corporate money in Westchester County, who is standing up and doing courageous things. We have more members of Congress now that are willing to buck the establishment than we have had in decades. It was just
No, not in decades, ever. All right, I want to say this.
They're here to fuck up the establishment. I was like, yeah. Oh, Buck.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, that could be
I know
another
a
good
little bit
sound
about-
clip. You just bleep out Buck.
Yeah.
You are right.
That's my job on this show. Is like, stop.
it
Record
was
it?
just
No, not in decades, ever.
the establishment now that are willing to buck the establishment than we have had in decades. It was just
No, not in decades, ever. All right, I want to say this. All right? I know a little bit about this. All right,
just a bit.
I was elected to the U.S. House from Vermont in 1991, took office in 91, helped form the Progressive Caucus. At that point, you know how many people we had? 5. All right?
I mean, I once talked to Raul Grijalva about this, and he said the Progressive Caucus, when we started, it was like me and Bernie and Barbuli, and it was basically a Noam Chomsky book club.
Something like that. And now you have almost 100, including some extraordinary, some of the best and brightest and strongest members of Congress in the modern history of this country. And I know, again, when people get pessimistic about politics, there has never been more strong progressives, often younger people, people of color, than ever. So we should be very proud of them. That's what the progressive movement has accomplished.
But here's where I have a question, is that I think that that's true. And I actually think that the greatest trick that the establishment plays on us is trying to convince us that we're not winning when we are, in order to get us to give up. But you went through such a long time of actual deep, extreme marginalization.
Oh, marginalization?
For a very long time.
You want to talk about marginalization?
And I want to know, why didn't you give up
All right,
when
let's-
you were 1 out of 435?
All right, let's talk about marginalization, all right? Marginalization is getting elected to the U.S. House, defeating an incumbent, okay? And people of Vermont were very generous. And I'll tell you a story about that election. Well, like, in my state at least, people do not like negativity. They really don't, and they respond against that. My opponent became very negative, and they backfired on them, etc. All right, anyhow, get elected.
They're high all
I had
the
been in
time.
touch after I got elected with the Democratic leadership. and saying, okay, look, I'm an independent. That's how I was elected. That's how I will be. But obviously, I expect to function within the Democratic caucus, right? No problem, Bernie. Delighted to have you. Come in there. Well, I got elected, go to Washington. And for the first time in my life, I know I date myself here. It turns out they had been able to research all of the things that I had said over the years about Democrats. And somebody spread it around the caucus, conservative Democrat. And Democrats said, well, you know, we're not quite so sure we may want you in the caucus. I went through the first few weeks of being a member of the Congress. I didn't have committee assignments.
Wow.
I didn't have a place to sit. I mean, I chose, the committees I chose were with good progressives. You remember Henry Gonzalez, that name anything? From Texas, a really strong progressive. John Conyers from Michigan. Yes. Those are the committees I wanted to be on.
Used to be different.
And it took weeks and weeks before they allowed me to sit on that committee.
Was it energy and commerce, or?
It was banking and government what was now called government operations.
So like oversight.
Yeah.
So we had the same committee assignments our freshman term.
Really?
Financial services and oversight.
But you at least got seated.
I mean, I got seated faster than you did, but you got there.
I did. So that's called marginalization.
Yeah.
All right.
The next Bernie.
And that was on day one.
Yeah, that was on day one. That was hi, welcome to the Congress, but we can't put you on any committee. So, all right, life goes on. All right, I want to take us.
But why did you stay? I mean, that to me.
I'll tell you why I stayed. Now, what am I going to do? Walk away from the people of Vermont who had elected me?
But for years to deal with that.
Well, I stayed for many of the reasons that you described earlier. I grew up in a family that didn't have any money. We lived in a rent-controlled apartment in Brooklyn. I also saw kids who had fancier sneakers, and nicer homes and everything else. And it did not seem just to me. And I also saw something.
So we robbed them.
What we don't talk about enough as a society is what stress.
Now I own their
Oh my gosh.
Right? And stress.
I burned other houses down and stole their shoes.
Absolutely.
People are wondering how they're going to feed their kids. If the landlord raises the rent, you got to take your kid out of school, find another school to put that kid in. What's happening to your parents? You talked about your dad becoming ill, bills piling up. 500,000 people go bankrupt in this country because of medically related bills. Well, my family had that stress. So here was my father who came from Poland to America at the age of 17 without a nickel in his pocket, okay? I became very proud of him. He never made any money. But the idea that he could raise two kids with a roof over his head without anti-Semitism, wow.
Absolutely.
My mother, on the other hand, her parents came from, I think, Russian Poland area. She wanted more because she was born in America. So my father was very content and never made much money, but he made money. He had a job. My mother wanted a house of her own. That's what her dream was. She didn't want to live in a rent-controlled apartment. That was her dream. She never achieved it. She died young. And the tension in our family always revolved around money. My mother wanted this. We can't afford this. Can we do this? Can you buy this? Arguments. And when you're a kid, I don't know about your household.
Oh, yeah.
But the arguments sear.
Oh, yeah.
How long are we going, Tim?
And that's what I experienced.
Give it another minute.
Millions of people experiencing right now, just tremendous stress. So, that's one of the factors that said, no, I ain't gonna give up. So, that's it.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm gonna ask you another question.
All right, we'll get our answer and then we'll wrap.
Yeah,
So you got the answer now.
You and I are self-defined as democratic socialists. Okay. So what does that mean? What's your vision for America? What would you like to see if things worked out the way you'd like?
Green New Deal. Green New Deal.
It's funny you ask this question because I was in a congressional kind of meeting, kind of hearing earlier today, and I'm sitting on the dais, and it was about technology and AI and all of this, and this congressman who was on a higher dais than I, he says, it completely straight-faced, totally seriously. He says, there's something about our economic system here where all of the gains seem to be going just to the very top.
Oh my God.
What?
Shock of all shocks. Yes.
And it's like,
The leopards
I
are
don't know
eating my
what it
face.
is about this, but it does
Tim,
seem to be
why
a
is
problem
my
that
couch on
we
fire?
need to address.
It's too warm. Make it colder.
And that is why I am a democratic socialist.
Katie's not using lube.
Because I believe that that the people who create value and wealth and work in our society and our economy deserve many more of the fruits of their labor, and that I believe that democracy is not just for ballot boxes, but it is for our economy. I believe that workers should not check their rights at the door of their workplace. I believe that people should be able to have economic rights. I believe that we must protect the essential dignity
Bernie looks
of
so
human
happy.
life.
And I think what Alexandria is saying goes back, by the way, to 1936, you know.
Mhm.
I
Said
think we
that.
can.
Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Good.
And basically, in paraphrasing,
That was a good like 7-8 minutes.
Okay.
It was.
So guys, we're gonna do this like we used to do it. We're gonna rate them both. You know the categories. But first, I just want to say, they're fucking right. They're fucking right. Aren't they fucking right?
They're fucking right.
Yeah.
And
Well-
it is Bernie Sanders' house, because when they cut to just a shot of AOC, you see a bunch of pictures of like Bernie's famous rallies and stuff. So that's
Well,
pretty
right
sure.
there in the background on the shelf, you can see Bernie at a rally, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Looks like that's
So-
some sort of Boy Scout thing, honestly.
But they're fucking right. So-
Something I noticed, and maybe it was just me, but real early in the interview, AOC had her hand out. Bernie reached out and grabbed a hold of her hand. And almost immediately, AOC pulled back, tucked her hands under her legs. Seemed a bit uncomfortable with that, I was just going to say.
Well, Bernie is an old Jewish man, so
So,
he's probably, you know, Grandpa wants to shake your hand or whatever.
Where'd you have me start this?
And
35-ish?
not all the way back. It was like 32. Yeah, somewhere around there. Fast forward.
it was right, might have been right there, no?
Maybe he's clammy.
Right?
She's
She wiped her hands.
She's probably.
And a few seconds,
Well, you got to think about the other way. If her hands were sweaty and then somebody reaches out and touches your already sweaty hands, you're like, oh
no.
shit, don't touch my hands, I'm sweating.
maybe.
Because she wipes
Could've
her
been the
own.
other way.
Because she wipes her own hands off, like the Bernie, touch my
Yeah.
sweaty hands.
One of
And
them
a
is
few seconds
clammy.
later, yeah, maybe. I thought I noticed a few seconds later she had her hands tucked underneath her legs, or maybe it's after this one, right? She wiped her hands.
I don't know.
Did-
The tucking
might
your
be
hands
nervous.
underneath your legs thing is a nervousness thing. Yeah, I do that.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
There. All right. So,
Yeah, it's like a conversational nervousness.
Yeah. Because Bernie's really nice, but he's still Bernie.
Yeah.
he's still Bernie.
He's still
Dark
very.
hour Bernie.
Yeah, he's still got, you know, a bit of gravitas around him. But him being so, like, friendly and welcoming just makes you even more
Yeah.
nervous. Right? Like, it's just.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's
Well,
a,
Maybe
people
I
don't
can
know
see
how to
that
react
too.
to
feedback.
that
It's a
anymore.
feedback loop. The more he tries to make you feel comfortable, the more like he's so nice.
That could
Why
be
am
it
I
too,
afraid
yeah.
of the
I see that.
dice?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go through these one category at a time. We'll do one rating for each of them. So first is content, the words that they spoke. AOC first.
Hey,
I'll agree with that.
I like progressive
Yeah.
politics. We need more progressive politics.
I'm not giving her. I'm going to give her a B. I
Okay.
liked what she had to say and stuff that she said and stuff like that, but I prefer the fiery AOC. Got to be honest with you, right? She wasn't. This was
Bernie
this
in his house.
this was the friendly, nice AOC, and like she just has so much more of an impact when she's speaking with that dynamic. You know what I'm saying?
Just grabs
So-
Bernie by the tie. Listen, motherfucker.
But yeah, it's not the
No,
right
I
setting
want-
for it. I understand that, but it's just the way I feel. You know. So
If she had thrown the globe,
If she put her fist,
that's
put her,
an S tier performance.
she takes the plants and smears them on her face like war paint.
oh,
Burns all the books. Makes a throne out of those shelves.
Bernie content. Oh wait, Mikey, you didn't say anything.
I said A.
Or no, Mark.
yeah.
B plus. That's a B plus for me.
Are we
It could have
doing
been a little
pluses?
more fiery. It could have been a little deeper. They were kind of just glancing off some of the more general progressive talking points.
To be fair, my A is a little biased because I already watched this. Like Tim brought it up.
There's
to
probably
me,
more
and
content.
Tim brought it up to me, and I had already watched it already because I watched it like 18 minutes after it came out because I'm subscribed to Bernie. And also, for the record, Bernie did this on his channel.
Yeah.
Like he put it out on his YouTube channel by its standalone by itself. Because, like I told Tim, I was very happy that Bernie was introducing AOC to the country. Even if it's on his channel in his own small little way, he's doing what Biden should have done for Kamala.
Yeah,
Where
I
you
agree.
personalize them because
Yeah.
she talked in the beginning about growing up in the Bronx and her parents sacrificing to get her into a better school and all this stuff, and then we kind of got into the interview towards the end there where she turned it around on Bernie and was like, "Hey, Bernie, tell me about your story," and then that's kind of what
Yeah.
we listened to. So.
Yeah, and I really wanted to get in her answering the question about like why is she like what are her politics? Like what does she want out of Congress?
Would you do the rank, Tim? You didn't give your rank.
Yeah, 10.
Oh yes, I was gonna give her an A. I like it. Like I'd like Mikey said, I watched the whole interview too, so like slight bias.
Slight bias. It's not an S, which I could have done.
Right.
Because it is S tier, the stories and all that stuff. It is S tier, but we didn't show that, so I can't grade on that.
And so on to Bernie.
A.
What he
Oh,
said?
A all the way.
Yeah, he spoke with a bit of passion and said his piece. I can go with an A with Bernie.
And it's almost an A for, like Mikey said, setting her up with a wider audience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am very hopeful that to see her. I don't know if it's a little too strong to say she'll run for president in 4 years, but
Vice. She could make a good vice.
she could be a serious contender for sure. And this is the best way to do it. She needs to build her support, and he did a excellent job of doing that. So
A whole lot of people got to change their minds about their personal politics for her to get in.
give it 4 years. It'll happen.
I don't know that we're in a place where people are allowed to have personal politics anymore. Like, once these tariffs and all that shit kick in, anything to stop the bleeding will be the answer.
But I'm not convinced. This is going off topic a little bit. I don't think Trump's going to do any of this because he's seeing all the blowback from it. Like he's already starting to walk back some of the immigration stuff already, and his base is kind of going after him for it. So,
well, because he's going along with stuff that Elon wants, which is the specific visas to get the highly skilled workers that he wants, and Republicans in the past have been against that program because it's immigration, even though it's illegal immigration. They want Americans to do those jobs, but there's simply not enough of us trained to do it.
well, we defunded all our schools for several decades, and then we're surprised that people are dumb.
So
yep. Can't
yeah,
have it
sorry.
both ways.
Sorry, Trump voters. He lied to you about a lot of stuff, and you're going to figure it out down the road.
You will.
They're learning right now.
Will they?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll also give Bernie an A on his content because he speaks good things. And the story about him being marginalized in Congress for being progressive and saying bad thing about Democrats just shows that the fucking Democrats are such assholes.
Can you lean into your mic a little bit?
How about now?
There we
Actually,
go.
How about now?
Sultry.
Bring it up to you. Bring
It's
it up.
so
Bring it
much
up
better.
Because you're like right on the edge of it, picking you up.
Yeah, it got moved
There
around
we
a lot.
go,
There we
there
go.
we
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
So
now those
yeah,
that velvety, dulcet tones of Tim Bristol.
so yeah, that's the part that I liked is his story about, how he got marginalized in Congress for a long time because he said things about Democrats that they didn't want to hear.
Right. He told the truth about them.
Yep.
Y'all are addicted to your fucking PAC money. Now, you'll do anything for your donors, but you don't do anything for the people, which he's been yelling about since literally 91.
You don't know.
Or probably
earlier
the
than
summer of
that,
90. Yeah.
Nope. Like you said, like they backtracked his entire political career, and like he was a mayor, part of the city council on like election campaigns. So they had 30 years of like, oh my God, he's a radical. Don't let him do shit.
But then they were telling us all that he was this communist socialist when he ran against Hillary. It's like, and then they tried to like Me Too him. Like the establishment is some bullshit, dude. They are worse than the Republicans. They will just make some shit up out of whole cloth and just lie on folk, and then they'll retract it later. Like they're fucking just as nasty. Fuck off, all of them.
So next is delivery for AOC. How she presented herself verbally.
Well, I thought that
It's very
kind of what it
relaxed,
just
so
did.
I'll give her a B.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with that. Like you guys mentioned before, she wasn't as like fiery as she normally is. Like this was more of like a casual conversation, I think, than
It kind of is.
Yeah, any kind of political speech or questioning that she would do on Capitol Hill.
But I think doesn't that make it A quality because she's showing versatility in communication style?
I think she comes off as a little bit more awkward than she does on Capitol Hill. Like she's
It's Bernie
very
fucking Sanders. Of course,
well,
it's
I
awkward.
get that.
Yeah.
But like
Bernie's right in your face.
I don't know. She's a little bit.
Hi, Bree.
Hey.
She's a little bit more reserved, I think, and yeah, she could be more bombastic in the interview, but why would you want to do that to Bernie Sanders?
Just start yelling.
No, she's
standing up.
Yeah, yeah. We gotta get him.
You didn't do enough, Bernie. Why were you on the defense committee in '91? You fucker.
If she had said that we have to fuck the establishment,
A
would have been an
That would have been an A.
Yeah.
No, that would have been an S.
Yeah.
That would have been an S. We just
Maybe,
need to
maybe.
fuck the establishment. I'm like, what? Yeah. Yes.
I will agree with that B.
All right.
Word.
Bernie.
Okay. Bernie on delivery.
I'd say the same.
Yeah, he was a bit too much in her face he was making her uncomfortable at times, I felt. You know what I'm saying?
You said it twice and we ran the tape back, and that's
So-
not what happened. And you said it a third time.
Oh,
That's not what
oh.
happened.
Well, just the wave. It would make me uncomfortable if somebody's waving their hands in my face like that all the time, sitting that close together. I know
That's 'cause
that.
you're high all the time.
So
And they're doing the Bruce Lee shit where their arms are like doing that vapor trail shit.
I'm not on LSD.
Everybody loves doing the hands.
You might be on LSD sometimes. We don't know. You might party.
Well, not in a
Good
long
week-
time.
good
Like
weekend.
flashbacks. I don't know.
That's LS weed.
LS weed. LS weed. Yep.
I'll
LS
agree.
weed.
I'll agree on the B. We'll all agree on the B.
All right.
B plus.
Still averages a B.
Averages
B.8.
So presentation. Now this is, like I said, I'm pretty sure this is inside Bernie's house. So he's got a little. Is his like his little library or something in there?
He's
like 5
responsible
books.
for all that background. Yeah, he's getting negatives for all that background.
I don't like those wood cabinet shelves. Those are just ugly.
Look at the folding chairs that they're sitting on.
They are sitting in folding chairs.
How do we know that
Like,
this
I
is
mean-
his house?
Because of all the memorabilia he's got of himself.
You sure this isn't just like his office?
It could be his congressional office, but why?
You know what I
Also,
mean?
why would they be in chairs, steel chairs?
Yeah.
They have an $800,000 a year office budget. They need to have some plushy.
You think he'd have some comfortable, big ass leather
I'm not
chairs
saying
that
in
they can sit in?
DC. I'm saying in Vermont. Like, do we know where this is?
We don't. No, we don't. I don't think it says.
Where's the zip code?
All I'm saying is whoever's responsible for that room's getting negatives for the overall atmosphere and those chairs.
But I mean, Bernie is dressed like Bernie always is dressed.
Yeah, yeah.
He's actually looking sharper than normal. Like that is a freshly
Yeah.
pressed motherfucking suit.
Actually, that is true.
That is looking better than normal. He's normal a little disheveled.
Yeah, usually he's been wearing the suit all day. He doesn't care about that type of stuff. So
If the suit pants matched the jacket, it would be even better. But
See?
that's just me.
If they would get these other fucking things off the screen.
Oh, she went in for the hug and kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
I mean,
Actually,
I'm gonna
there's sound
give.
for
Let's
that.
see.
You want to hear the kiss?
Yeah, we'll hear
All
it.
right, I'm cutting.
What was that?
That was fantastic. Thank you.
Okay, great.
That was all Bernie kiss, by the way.
So
I know. That's
Do
why
the
I wanted
grampy
to hear
lips.
it.
let's give Bernie a grade on his appearance here. Now he is an 80-year-old man,
I'm gonna give him an A.
but he's not Joe Biden.
He looks
Yeah.
60 compared to Biden's whatever the fuck he is.
Man. Biden looked
I'm
like he was
sorry.
born BC.
I'm going B on his presentation just because, like I said, that the room is his. Those chairs, that's all him. So
Yes,
he's
but
gotta
that's
take-
also
take
his
that.
staff.
I mean, yeah, if it is his office. Listen,
Yeah.
he's not the bourgeoisie, okay? He doesn't have leather
That's-
chairs for everyone to sit in.
Yeah.
He's got that money for
That-
working families.
Do
Okay,
you
He don't have
see?
the money for
Do you
chairs.
see that globe that's on that shelf? That's a paper globe.
It's cheap.
That's not. That's,
Also,
that's a
it shows you what-
$5.99 globe.
It shows
Come
you
on
where
now.
everything is. All right.
I'm calling it out right now. Those chairs are his extra Christmas chairs that sit in the garage.
Those are the extra chairs for the table.
11
in case
months
too
out of
many
the year.
people come over.
Those are when
Yep.
people come over and you want to play cards.
But
Bridge.
no,
Yeah.
not even.
Yahtzee.
Cribbage.
I'd have better chairs than that for cards.
Cribbage is fun.
Mikey said A, Ollie said B. Mark, what's your grade?
Yeah.
I'll give him an A.
Nah.
I will also give him an A.
Can't be mad at the man for having a cheap globe. It's not his fault. He's a socialist. he doesn't
he
have
does
nice
look-
stuff.
He recycles, Ollie. Shit.
That globe is from 1945.
It could be. It could be.
It's only got 40.
does.
It's only got
Do you
48
see that-
states on there.
The Third
That-
Reich is a major player in Europe.
That pale gray handle on it that goes up, that does remind me of the ones from like the
From
60s
school.
in school. Yeah.
And then if you
So-
had a really good teacher who had a really nice globe, it would like spin on its axis, and then you could like actually
Yeah.
see the bottom of that shit. I want to go.
All right, AOC presentation.
No, looks right. Well, I
Yeah, we
think
got, like, a
she's
straight on.
Looks nice.
standard AOC looks, but she's always very well presented.
Yeah, she always looks
Right.
pretty sharp. Like she's always dressed.
Yeah.
Professional.
It is a
business.
pantsuit, but she doesn't look
Yeah.
like Hillary Clinton, so I'm giving it an A.
Right.
I think I'm giving her an A on that too.
All right, Mark.
Like her makeup's not overstated or anything like that. Like she just looks good.
A.
AOC.
AOC. So last category is always vibes. AOC's vibes.
A.
Oh,
And
yeah,
A.
yeah. She made me feel good. A. Yeah.
I kind of would lump them together and it's just an A because it's a good
Yeah, both
tit
of
for
them.
tat
together.
back and
The
forth.
Yeah.
overall vibe of this whole interview was good. Yeah, A.
All right.
So
It-
real quick,
They didn't.
like the whole point of this video, I think, well, the thing that I grabbed most out of it was them getting a chance without, a bunch of media cameras and all that shit. Why did you get into politics? And getting both
Yeah.
of those answers
Mhm.
from both of them was like super informative and leads me to trust them to make better, good and better decisions going forward. So
My favorite
That's
part of
cool.
that was when she was telling the story about when she was in Congress that day and they're having a meeting and there was a congressman who was like, "Hey, is our economic system fucked up?" Like, oh, okay, they're starting to get it. Like, yeah, all right.
Yeah. Somebody on a higher tier to me said this. Yeah, it's like, are you just kidding?
Like, hey, all our wealth is just going to the wealthy. That doesn't seem right.
It's like they're eating all the wealth.
It's like, yes, that's what I've been saying the whole time. So yeah, they both average a B+. B+ on that.
There you
go. Now, gentlemen, you have to eat your vegetables.
Oh.
They're not good vegetables. It's like root vegetables that just sat in the fridge way too long.
No, Tim, I got this. It's that chopped up fruit salad that is 3 days too late.
Oh yeah. No.
Yeah.
There was whipped cream. It's not really white no more. It's that yellowy green.
Smells a little bit like wine.
Oh.
And one of
Starting
your
to
parents
ferment.
would be like, that's still good. And you're like, no, you're going to die.
Yeah. It's like that milk you left in the fridge for an extra couple of days and open it up, take that first sniff, and it's like, no, that's off.
Nope.
That's off. Oh.
In the last 2 years, we have never had milk spoil. It doesn't last
Yeah.
long enough.
No. Okay. Yeah, I can understand that at your place. Back is in the
you need
house.
a milkman, Mikey.
No, I already have one, kid.
A long time ago, this is a little slightly off topic, but a long time ago, I took a trip to Florida with some friends, and we went to like a local Chinese restaurant, and it was a buffet.
Oh no!
And I, at the time, I was working at a Chinese restaurant in Connecticut, so I was like, oh man, I know all the stuff to get that's probably good. And one of the things I had was, that like those canned pineapple chunks.
Mm-hmm.
And I
those
got
were
them
bad?
for dessert, and they tasted like pineapple beer.
Oh yeah.
Ew.
Those are fermented, buddy.
Ew.
And I was like,
Ew.
what the fuck? These, because I know how long they last. I was like, these must have been out here for like 2 weeks. It takes a long time for canned pineapple to go bad.
I can tell you what that was. That was an old can that got put into a serving tray and then got wrapped in saran wrap and put into the fridge and then put right back out on that fucking buffet again.
I had all my friends try it, and they were like, oh my God, what's wrong with this pineapple? I was like, it's bad. Don't eat it.
Yeah.
Spit it out. Don't swallow
There's
it.
The fact that you had all your friends try it is evil.
Yeah, I
with it.
tried to poison all of them.
A little bit. I was like, if I'm gonna get food poisoning, we're all gonna get food poisoning.
One more air horn in the chat for Ryan and Beck.
Yep. Ryan's back. Yep.
Mikey might have seen this because his kid watches a lot of Disney movies. Did she watch Monsters Inc. University, the second one?
She doesn't like it, but I do. I think it's funny, but she won't watch it.
When they're touring the cafeteria and they're saying we have the best food of any college in the universe, and it's just taking the garbage can and dumping the tray of food back in, like that's Tim's experience.
That's what we're about to watch. That's
all
what
right.
we're about to watch.
Okay.
Garbage
Let's do
lunch.
this then.
Activate.
This is going to be painful, but that's all right.
Hit the button.
All right.
I got some Tums over there.
Push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button. You heard what she said.
The Cardinal Power Games is economic. And it is
Fuck
probably
you, I'm already
the
done.
Cardinal Power Games, right? There's economic
That was awful.
disparity. Those at the top do take advantage.
Oh fuck! I forgot Joe Rogan was even here.
Yeah. By the way,
Oh.
everyone listening, this is the
How
Joe
old is this
Rogan
clip?
whatever. 3 months. This is
months?
Joe Rogan interviewing Jordan Peterson.
I don't know if
That's
we
a hell
could.
of
I
a
don't know if
fucking
we should
jacket.
call Tim our friend anymore.
You
Wait.
probably shouldn't.
He's not. He
That
doesn't
jacket-
like us. Clearly.
Those,
Hey,
that-
you guys want to try some pineapple? I got some
D
pineapple.
for that jacket.
Yeah, Tim's
Yeah,
the same friend.
that- that jacket is like-
pineapple.
You guys want to try this
religious
pineapple?
window panes, right?
Yeah, that's what's on his coat. Yeah, you guys want to try this pineapple? It's great.
Hell
So
no.
why are you selling that food truck, Tim?
Oh,
Advantage
listen,
of
I
pineapple
never
truck.
failed. I never failed a single health inspection. I never got below like a 99 on a health inspection.
Damn right.
the position at the top to stabilize their position.
Bribes.
Like in a functional society, productive people are at
I'm about to roast the shit out of his tie.
the top. But even among those
Yeah.
at the top, there's still power-seeking crooks. And so now Marx, of course, would say that, well, everyone who's economically successful is a power-seeking crook. And, that's a great thing to believe if you're a resentful Satanist like Marx.
Well,
and
it's
so,
how the losers look at the world.
well, that's for sure. But there is some
Looking at two of them
justification
right
in it
now.
because among the successful there are
yes,
right, okay,
and a large percentage because that's the culture in which they're existing.
yeah, well, a dangerous percentage
Yes.
and a critique.
The irony of these two motherfuckers saying and agreeing with each other on this shit is truly baffling. Like,
it is.
oh, if any two people to fucking say this shit, you two bitches need to shut up.
Critique of power is always a valid critique. Okay, so what the postmodernists did when Marxism became ethically unacceptable, and that happened in the 1970s, is they metastasized it. They said, okay, we've got a
No, they
victim-victimizer narrative
No, they
that's
didn't.
played
You
out
don't
in
know
the
what that word
economic
means.
sphere, and that's basically
Yeah.
Marxism.
You're a victim.
We'll just multiply that until the same interpretive framework can be applied to all possible group distinctions. That's basically intersectionality. So sex is a oppressor
Well,
versus oppressed narrative. Gender is an oppressed versus oppressor narrative.
That's not what intersectionality is.
Ethnicity, race.
Also, if you're going to make this
ability,
generalized argument, it's the
attractiveness, height.
Republicans that do
Any
it.
qualitative distinction is now recast as a battle between oppressor and oppressed. It's an unbelievably brutal story. It's basically equivalent to the claim that the spirit of power is the ruler of the cosmos.
How can they
That's
do
right.
all this and ignore the possibility of an oppressor, like a male, adopting the
your nipple away,
identity
Joe.
of the oppressed of a female and entering into female
Well,
spaces
you can
and
see how
oppressing females?
you can see that it can't be dealt with because
Is he on a
Why?
green screen?
It's
Right?
well,
That is wild.
look, one of
No,
the
that's
things
his
you
stage.
see that's very characteristic of the
They both got
utopian
the
left
same mic stand.
is the absolute insistence.
Yes, Ollie.
I've
They're
never
in a
seen.
studio.
I've never seen that curtain in Joe Rogan's any of Joe Rogan. That looks like a green screen curtain behind him.
Ollie, that curtain is literally in every single one of his videos.
Is it?
Yes.
Who?
Yeah, that's his.
Every single one of Joe Rogan's videos has that red curtain behind it. All of
Yeah.
them, brother.
I don't watch that many of his videos, but I remember one with Neil deGrasse Tyson. And I don't remember that curtain.
Maybe it was getting clean that day, but
So-
it's in like 80% of his clips.
Maybe
it looks,
maybe
it
Neil
looks
deGrasse
fucking
Tyson's
horrible.
like,
Like,
I don't
look at
want to
it.
be in front of this fucking red curtain. Take it down.
That anyone oppressed
It looks
is
like
a
something
victim.
from a movie
Okay,
theater
okay,
from the
okay.
70s.
We get it. The curtain. We get it. The curtain. We get it.
It's like, okay, we'll give the devil his due. Some oppressed people are victims, but some people who claim to be oppressed aren't victims. They're the worst kind of monsters that the most deranged imagination could barely conceptualize. Utopian, naive, radical progressives refuse their imagination for evil. And that delivers them into the hands of the absolute bloody psychopaths.
That makes
Right,
no
and they just
sense.
don't see it.
What is he
it's
talking
like,
about?
Oh, those trans people, they're just striving to be free. It's like, you wait until you have one of them in your house, buddy, and you're going to find out just exactly how naive you are. So,
What a piece of fucking garbage. He doesn't
This
even make
this is
sense.
he's just,
And he's a millionaire. Like 100 millionaire, 100
Yeah.
times over millionaire.
He's a self-help guru.
How the fuck are we so poor and this guy is so rich and he's so vacuous and stupid?
He sounds like he's
and
intelligent.
ignorant.
He
And
sounds like Kermit the Frog
fucking-
with like Jim
does.
Henson's hand way too far up his ass. Like that's what it sounds like.
so how do they protect themselves? They just deny the existence of malevolence or attribute it to socioeconomic inequality.
Right.
All criminals are victims. It's like,
Right.
no, first of all, lots of people who are victims aren't criminals. In fact, poverty.
Who is he arguing against? He's
don't know.
making up points and then defeating them. He's a straw man destroying machine.
Oh yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say he is arguing against every
Himself.
straw man that he can think of. Yeah.
Does not cause criminality. That's a lie. And it's a very damaging lie to the poor. Because
Right.
if poverty was equivalent to criminality, the logical thing to do is just to lock up all the poor.
Right.
Right. Well,
Nobody's saying that shit though. You.
Look at
there are
Joe
many
Rogan.
pathways
Joe
from
Rogan's
poverty
just like,
forward.
yeah, we should do that.
Largest prison population per country.
I'm about to say we already do lock up all the fucking poor, you moron. If you can't afford to get your license plate sticker and then you get pulled over a few times, you're going to go to jail. If you can't afford to renew your license, and then like they make you pay your tickets to renew your license, then yeah, if you don't have $500 to pay your 2 parking tickets for being in the store for whatever it may be, if you don't have the cash to just clear that up, then yeah, you're going to go to jail. That's effectively putting the poor in jail already.
The system is designed to make you poorer and poorer until you end up in jail because you're too poor.
You're too poor to go to work because you can't afford to keep your vehicle up to code.
Scott?
One of them is criminality, but you can say the same thing about wealth.
Oh, wait. One time, one air horn in the chat for Scott.
So the idea, and that's basically a Marxist theory of causality. It's like,
no,
well, those people's oppression is what's causing their lack of law-abiding what conduct. It's like, no.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Wrong.
Yes. No.
Seriously wrong.
Yes.
And dangerously wrong and ridiculous.
All right, I got to jump in. You can't break the fucking social contract between rich people and poor people, where rich people have no incentive to give a shit about anybody else, and then the poor people are just supposed to have barely enough to stay alive and just be happy that they're alive. Okay, if that's what you think, buddy, then we're going to be eating you. We're going to be eating you. We're going to be consuming your gizzard from your
Let
ribs.
them eat cake.
Yeah.
Let them eat cake.
Well, they're not going to eat cake. They're going to eat rich people. And rich people are ripening on the vine at this point, and they don't realize it.
CEOs.
Yeah, CEOs are not they're getting plucked. The one's gone. How many are left? You hired all those security people. Are you paying them well? I hope so. Because guess what? They're going to be broke too. And broke people won't be broke
coverage.
You better get that security team fucking full health coverage. You're going to be back to square one.
Ridiculously naive. That's not how the world works at all.
Right. You're also, in a sense, you're encouraging this kind of behavior because you're not punishing people for it, because you're saying it's not their fault.
Or you're even valorizing it. Oh, you poor thing.
Right. And you're allowing more of it to take place.
Well, we know that. So the dark tetrad types, so those are the subclinical psychopaths. Okay, so they're psychopathic. That makes them predatory and parasitic. That's the definition of a psychopath. Okay, they're narcissistic.
I don't think that is.
So what does that mean?
That's true.
They want unearned social status, right? They're Machiavellian. So what does that mean? It means that their use of language is subordinated to their demand for hedonistic gratification and power. So like you and I, in principle, we hope
it's just
we're trying to pursue it
over there. It's not. That's not what Machiavellian means.
Dexter, say hello to everybody and then get the hell out of my office. I'm allergic to you.
Huh?
What?
Hi, Dexter. Goodbye.
Machiavellian philosophy doesn't have anything to do with hedonism.
You're ruining my shirt.
Those are two different things.
Let go of my shirt.
Yeah, let go of his shirt.
A thread of conversation that leads to further development, let's say, for us. And
Scott in the chat says, Peterson, doctor of idiot word bollocks. Word bollocks.
For the audience. But I could easily be in here thinking, okay, what the hell do I have to tell Joe to increase my social media status?
Right.
Right, and to play this situation as a game to enhance my own status or to further my selfish desires.
Right now.
That's Machiavellian. That was the dark
You're Machiavellian.
triad.
No,
And
you're
further
Machiavellian.
investigation revealed that you had to add an additional dimension to that to fully flesh out the
Time. The time dimension.
picture. Sadism. What's that? Positive delight in the unnecessary misery of others.
That's Schadenfreude, not sadism.
Yeah,
That's
he
the
doesn't
dark.
know. He is actually a psychologist. He has degrees in psychology. He doesn't know any of this shit.
No. He got a degree.
Yeah.
He's not.
He
You know
has.
what I mean? He passed at one point. Like Trump,
That's true.
Trump graduated from college. Would you say that his education level currently is on par with somebody with a 4-year degree? No, he's a fucking moron because his fucking degree is from 1991 or 1988 or some shit. He hasn't learned a goddamn thing since then.
Here's why Jordan Peterson shouldn't be so wrong about so many things. His bachelor's was in political science. He's got a psychology degree, and he was a psychology professor. And he's still so wrong about all these things.
Oh, yeah.
They let him teach people.
Teach him what?
Psychology.
No, they shouldn't do that. No, don't do that.
Dark
He doesn't
tetrad
know
types.
anything.
Well, dark tetrad types portray themselves as victims, right? That's one of their Machiavellian strategies. So now your question is, well, how do we segregate the real?
This motherfucker might win 2025 in the first week. This motherfucker dumb.
Yeah.
This is exactly why I don't listen to his shit. God. And usually I watch him in debates and then someone's arguing against him. Seeing him argue against the fucking cement
shadows.
wall, the cement wall that is Joe Rogan, who just lets every idea bounce right back to the person so they like practice their forehand. Like he's just a bit. This is bad. These guys are very rich and very dumb.
We'll only go 2 more minutes. I don't want to blow. I don't want to explode anyone's like. Ruin your brain over this.
Does Joe Rogan get a chance to actually speak for any length of time? Do you know? In this
Joe Rogan
video?
never.
He never does that,
he's
dude.
Right.
Yeah,
He never
okay.
speaks. That's why he's in here, because he's just a blank slate.
Victims, so to speak, from the false victims. And one of the answers to that is like, beware of those who claim victimization as a justification for their moral, what would you say, for their moral transgressions.
Didn't he say that it's okay to be racist to people because of the Great Migration, Great Replacement theory or whatever?
Something about that, yeah.
Didn't he say that the white dudes are like the biggest victims ever because of all the immigrants? It's.
I did this because I'm a victim.
He said that
it's like
he said that you can't blame the world's problems on like the patriarchy or white people or capitalism.
Those things are natural and normal.
Really?
Right.
Really? That was your reason?
Really, I'm ready to vote.
Poor you. That's
Right.
your story. You monster.
What?
There are no monsters. It's like
He's talking in shadows.
But you said there were monsters earlier, but now there are no monsters. You don't know what he's talking about.
if you think there are no monsters, you're naive and willfully blind to the point of delusion and what would you call it?
Hair plugs? Oh, no.
What do they say? There are none so blind as those who will not see. That certainly applies on the malevolent side.
And then from the point of view of if you're looking at the people that are committing crimes, there's
White
the
people?
unfortunate reality that people mimic their environment. And if you grow up in an environment where there are no positive role models and you see nothing but rampant crime around you, even good people go down bad paths.
Citation needed.
Yeah, Joe. Where's the work on that?
Yeah, look at LeBron James. Oh, wait, bad example.
He's basically trying to say everybody that's in a bad situation will just continue to be bad.
Well, because they're in a bad environment, which will just make them worse, apparently.
No, but they're inherently bad, and that's why they have a bad environment.
But apparently the inherently bad people influence the inherently good people to be bad.
Fucking.
You get... Okay.
Look at these white racist bitches. Let me just go ahead and say it right out.
Circular.
Let me just go ahead and say it right out loud. Right out loud, out front. These motherfuckers are racists. And if you don't think that they're racists, then you are not reading between the lines. They are talking specifically about black people. They don't care about nobody else. They're not talking about Mexicans. They're not talking about Indians. They're not talking about Nicaraguans, Peruvians. They don't care about none of that shit. They have a problem with black people and ghettos and black culture and wokeism and all this other shit. Because the most educated demographic on the fucking planet right now is black women. And they don't like that. So they started shutting it down at the college. Like, this is all just Klan speak. This is what the Klan meetings sounded like before they got monetized, before they got a podcast. This is the Klan. It doesn't always sound like F the niggers, you know? But it's this. Yeah. It's these people and their place in society and their role and our role in Western. So it's the same shit. This is the Klan.
He could trade in that white tie for a hood.
Yeah, maybe that's how he made it.
I mean, you could just put a hood on. that would
we wouldn't have to look at his shitty hair plugs.
Social personality is somewhat heritable. There is some familial transmission.
Familial transmission. Listen to how he talks.
There is a role played by fatherlessness in particular.
See?
And that's perhaps because fatherless boys tend to turn towards a gang orientation.
See?
And the gangs of adolescents have a short-term time horizon. So they future discount badly, and that produces a
What the
proclivity
fuck
for
is he
short-term
talking about?
gratification, and
Is he
that
having a
includes
stroke?
like idiot criminal
Yes.
behavior.
Right.
Yeah. So what you need in a father, you need someone who encourages
I'm getting
encourages
heartburn.
Yeah, tell me about how we need to raise black kids. Go ahead.
intelligent, upward-aiming sacrifice and an orientation towards others and future development. Right, that's what the spirit of the father really does.
Why the hell do you think motherfuckers sell drugs, stupid? It's to get out of the hood. Dumbass. Don't nobody sell drugs and stay in the hood. It's to leave, fucker.
Do we have to do any more of this, asshole?
We'll let him
we
finish
can,
thought.
yeah, we'll let him finish his thought, and then we can be done.
That encouragement. So, and that what
What
reward
thought, Tim? This is
for
gonna ramble
delay
on.
of
It's a run-on
gratification.
sentence.
So that's another indication of the relationship between, say, upward striving,
He doesn't
moral.
stop.
Open your eyes when you talk, dumb fuck.
He's trying to find
Mikey.
the words in his brain.
He can't remember what he was going to say.
I don't remember the racist thing.
Orientation and maturity. If you're mature, you can delay gratification.
Black people.
And what does that mean? It
bad.
means you've
Yeah.
integrated the
White
future
people
into your
good.
perceptions. Right, and that has to be socially scaffolded, especially for men.
Yeah, but locking up all the pores is how you set up that scaffold. Go ahead, Tim.
Yeah.
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 All right. I think that's about enough.
Ugh.
Um,
I feel ill.
so
Tim hates us. You heard it
Clearly.
here first.
you guys like that pineapple? Wasn't it good? Did you
This
like it?
you know what this is? This is beer flavored pineapple, Tim. This is what you just gave us. Beer flavored pineapple.
Oh,
Um,
that is donair sauce that had been sitting out in the sun too long.
That's some UV blue mixed with that bad pineapple. It's hot from the sun.
Oh, dude, I've thrown up UV blue so many times.
Everyone's thrown up UV blue and never gone back.
Oh, dude,
I don't know what UV blue is, so no.
It's cheap vodka, and then it comes in like these like fruity
Oh,
flavors and like very bright colors.
Blueberry vodka.
Yeah,
Okay.
so UV blue is the blueberry, and boy, it
Okay.
was probably like for a handle like $20. So so for like a 1.5 liter, it was like $20, and then you and your friends would like go to like U of I or something like that, get fucking tore up, be throwing up in the bathroom all night. Ah, good times.
I had a friend who he and his girlfriend were wasted and they were going to bed. And he laid down and they got up. I need to throw up. So he reaches for the only receptacle nearby and it was her purse.
oh no.
Yeah.
That purse is blue. Ooh, she mad.
Just throw up in the bed. You can wash the sheets. You can't wash a purse. Use
That
your
purse
pillowcase. In case of emergency, your pillowcase can be used as a Ralph bag.
So
he's coming up, Scott. He's coming up. He's in the bracket.
To be fair, I did not watch this entire clip either. I watched the first couple of minutes, and I found a point at which I thought would be a good place to start because I didn't want to start at the beginning. So I tried the pineapple a little, and I was like, all right, well, maybe we can all try it together. So
You tasted the
So you
pineapple,
thought that
saw
was
it was
okay.
poisonous, and then decided, let me give it to them.
Yeah. You did exactly what
Fuck
you did.
you,
Tim.
Tim is not on our side.
not this season. I'm not on your side this season. Well, first we'll start. We'll do Jordan Peterson. The
F.
words he tried to pronounce.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What's
F.
below F?
F,
below
F
F?
because it was a bunch of run-on sentences. He kept forgetting his main point. He kept going into
wrongly defined terms.
Yeah, he kept using words the wrong way. They don't mean they don't mean it in the way that he's trying to use them. And he's a fucking racist. Like he's just a fucking
Homophobic,
racist.
transphobic,
Yeah,
racist
he's
son of a
just
bitch.
racist.
Oh.
Sorry, I can't wait to review that.
You know
jacket.
the
Let's go.
inner city kids. You know they will go into gangs. There's no white gangs. You would
Right.
know because you're a fucking
KKK.
because you're just a fucking Canadian fucking weirdo who knows nothing about American fucking culture. He has no
Hells Angels.
concept. Yeah, no, the Hells Angels is not a gang. It's a bicycle club. Who does a lot of
the Canadian government, not the Canadian government. That
the white gangs have
Indian-
money to have.
The Indian embassy in Canada has farmed out attacks against Sikhs in Canada through the Hells Angels.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. There's a fun tidbit of awfulness for the world.
Now I know we didn't get a whole lot of Joe Rogan.
F.
No, we didn't.
He didn't fight
Joe
back
Rogan.
either.
I'm gonna give him. I guess I'll give him a C. It's neutral. He didn't
No.
do anything. Like it's.
I was thinking D myself. Yeah, he didn't do anything. D.
If somebody
I'm
if
gonna-
somebody walks up in front of any of the three of y'all and starts saying racist shit, and you don't fight back against that, you get a fucking F too.
I'm gonna agree with Mikey because I'm not a racist, and
A plus.
And Joe Rogan has like this brand of interviewing where he just sort of absorbs whatever someone says, like, oh, that's a good idea. And he's kind of a fucking idiot. And he's just
Yeah,
agreeing with Jordan Peterson on shit makes him terrible.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I'll downgrade him to a D. I think there will be worse Rogan going forward. But
I know there'll be worse Rogan going forward.
I ain't got nothing to do with your rating on this video.
And he just didn't get enough of a chance to speak during this interview, or not that he didn't get enough of a chance. He just didn't speak enough. He had lots of opportunities. I agree, and he should have said, "Jordan Peterson, you're a fucking jackass." But that's not what he does. That's not why he's there.
Well, if Joe Rogan was good at interviews, which he's not,
he's not.
He would find a way to break in and say, "Hey, let me question you on this. Let me question you on that."
Follow-up
But he
question.
doesn't.
He doesn't.
Part of his problem is he doesn't know how to get his inner. Yeah, he doesn't know how to get. He doesn't know how to get the person he's interviewing to stop for a second. And Jordan Peterson is very much a person who speaks in run-on sentences. So there's less Joe Rogan because Joe Rogan is
isn't
too
that
timid as an
presentation not-
interviewer.
Point of order.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's this category.
Do we still have the ability to S rank things?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there an equivalent for below F?
Yeah, there's double F.
Or is that what we're doing? Double F?
Super F. Yeah.
Well, we did have one last year where we just vetoed the video and couldn't even finish
she got a
watching it.
DNF.
Yeah.
Did not finish.
She got deaf. Got
So,
but all of us have to like tap out for that to happen. So
okay.
Yeah. I was tapping
I
out
don't
in
know.
this
I
one.
tapped
I
out
was
in 2
tapping out in this one.
seconds, So
I would
ruined the
rate
tap
this
out.
almost
Sorry,
like
guys.
Rogan on delivery.
Well, on delivery, that's where I'm rating him an F. He did fucking jack shit.
But
He didn't do nothing. He never said nothing.
That's the par of the course of his interview style to any guest that he has.
Then he needs a better interview style.
He
But
doesn't
it
know
works.
how.
He's the
podcaster
biggest
in the world.
podcaster in the world. It works.
He's not going to change.
Why would he change?
Being stupid
So like
is why he's
I
popular.
can't give him an F for that because
I can. F.
F.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
like
I'll give it
it's the middle of the road. Like it's
Fine. Way to ruin the curve, Mark.
That's what he does.
Peterson delivery.
F.
Yeah.
Fuck
F.
that.
I'll
double
actually
F.
give him a double F because he
Double
is
F.
terrible to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
I was feeling
can't-
ill.
He can't remember the words he's going to say.
I'm Machiavellian.
He doesn't know the words he's using.
That's why
Like,
they're
he just-
Shut your eyes
Machiavellian.
when you talk.
He's a word salad person.
That salad's probably from Machiavelli Island. It's Machiavellian.
Pineapple
and,
salad.
and it's and the bullshit that he's spewing is just hateful and
Yeah.
evil shit.
Well, it's old.
It's like-
it's old racist tropes repeated
With a new rapper.
Yeah,
That's all.
repeated by in 2024 or 5, whenever this came out, probably 4. So 1964 meets 2024. Like he's saying the same shit. We already had a fucking civil rights movement. They all said this shit. They all said it was this. It's just a inferior culture of the blacks. Like they've been saying this shit. They're just fucking
They've just
racist
changed it
and
to
wrong.
it's the class of poor. They've now made it like a class narrative rather than a racial narrative, but it's still the same. There's no difference.
But that's
they
who
still
listens
mean
to
the
Joe
same
Rogan.
groups.
It's a bunch of poor white dudes. It's a bunch of poor white incel dudes in their 20s. They don't have no money. They all live at home.
It's true.
They can't have.
And they want to
their own-
blame somebody.
Well,
They can't have their own shit. They can't afford it.
Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson also belong to this like manosphere, self-help, men gotta be men sort of thing. Jordan Peterson is one of like the big guys in that.
Mm-hmm.
And
him and Tate,
huh?
Yeah, him and Tate are like the big two.
Him and Tate, yeah, they're the big two. And Peterson is always going on about how men today need to like they're weak and they need to fight for themselves.
Look at his fucking clothes, and he's trying to tell other men that they're fucking weak.
Yeah, well, we're gonna talk about that right now. Jordan Peterson, because he's on the screen. What do you think about the crazy, ridiculous shit that he's wearing?
That blazer is an abomination.
Yeah, just the blazer alone gets an F, but that white tie, white shirt is like another F. So double F.
Even
Fuck this guy.
I think it's gray with white circles or diamonds or something on it.
Yeah, something like that. It's weird.
I can't zoom in on it, but it's like gray, but then there's like some little white speck. So he's got a silver tie with white specks on a white shirt with a fucking Santa Maria fucking jacket on. Like,
yeah, that's mainly
Mikey,
white.
you can just say he looks like shit, man.
Yeah. Like,
and then what's with the fucking collar on that thing? Like, what are you fucking doing? You gonna fucking officiate a wedding after this?
Well, I think
an Orthodox
going
wedding
for the priest-like look a little bit too, right? I think
Is
that's
it-
part of the look.
So that big of a collar is like usually like a tuxedo jacket. So is he like wearing a custom tuxedo jacket?
He's got
No, he hit up the Goodwill before this. It just he slapped together an outfit.
He got 3 jackets and decided this will work.
The only reason I say that is I was looking for Jordan Peterson and Joe Rogan, and the previous interview they did a few years ago, he wore a full tuxedo, bow tie and
Such
all.
a weirdo, dude.
Okay, yeah, he's strange.
But that's what happens. They fucking just, take the dirty racist, put him in a soap bath, give him a good scrubbing, put a tuxedo on him, and then he starts word salading, and people are like, oh, I'm so inspired by this guy. Inspirational speech. Like, he's just a stupid idiot.
And I will say, first of all, F for presentation for him. If you want to learn more about Jordan Peterson, there's a Some More News video. It's
so
very
good.
short. Don't check the timestamp. But it goes into how terrible this dude is, and if you really want to know like why he is the way he is,
he's a trash.
You got 3 hours to kill.
Yeah.
So everyone F or double F? Is that what we're going with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rogan appearance. Put him on the screen. Let's see his dumbass.
You want to see his
He's
nipples?
wearing a fucking hoodie.
I couldn't look away from the nipple, man.
His
It's too
nipples are
pronounced.
just like right there. Like, bing, it's
So-
cold in here.
The part to me that stands out most for Joe Rogan is
That's
how
a good face.
the light just reflects off of his head.
Just
They
like
haven't
aliens.
changed the lighting that is directly on his bald ass head, so that it's not just blinding people looking at it.
And that's
Yeah.
that's not a clean bald head.
And since this is his studio, he's also responsible for that fucking 1970s curtain in behind his fucking guest,
That
right?
he just pulled out for the first time.
So
So I mentioned Goodwill.
yeah, I'm thinking it's a D minus.
Yeah, I'm thinking like D. Like he doesn't care to present himself in any kind of way.
I think it double D's. I don't know. The nipples got me
Yeah.
there, but
Oh
And
no!
the thing
I
is,
broke Ollie.
and the thing is, like Joe Rogan is the opposite of Jordan Peterson. In Joe Rogan's little caveman brain, he should just beat the shit out of this nerd for talking so much. But
Yeah.
when the nerd
Yeah.
comes up to him, he just says, "Oh, okay." Oh, okay. And then next week, like, yeah, these fucking eggheads always think they know everything. They can't even take a cross kick to the face. Like, da-da-da. Like, he's such a fucking weird, nebulous, dumb shit. Like, I am really disappointed in you, America, that you guys let him get this popular.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's
just-
not funny. His comedy specials blow. Fucking Fear Factor was
comedy
just,
specials are the worst.
like, Fear Factor was just like probably one of the most exploitative shows that have ever been on network television.
Yeah.
Making people eat pounds of worms for
Yeah.
cash is exploitative.
Yeah.
That's
I will
dystopian
give
is
him a
what
little
it is.
bit of credit. He does know what he's talking about when it comes to mixed martial arts and shit like that.
That wasn't in the clip.
Other than that, he doesn't know fucking jack shit about shit.
Well, he just sits
and
around
my
watching
problem-
fucking fights all day. He better know
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
about it.
Well, he's BFFs with Dana White, so you know.
Yeah.
He's the number one cuck.
Yeah. My problem with Joe Rogan's stand up is because I hear it every once in a while because I have the satellite radio in my car and I tune to the comedy stations and you'll get like bits
Oh
from
yeah, he
people. and
does. He
This
does.
shit will come up every once in a while and it's just not. He's not funny.
No.
He's not
No.
funny. He's offensive. He's a bad comedian. He's the comedian that like if you were further down in the lineup, like he was, let's say he was one of the first couple guys out, and like you heard him and you heard the audience, they'd be like, "Fuck this guy,"
Yeah.
like, and then he would
Yeah.
leave the audience cold for everyone else.
Yeah, he's a wet
Yeah,
blanket.
you'd want a buffer of at least two other guys between you and
Yeah,
wherever you went.
like I wouldn't want to go on after Joe Rogan. He
would.
He would kill an audience.
I would love to go on after Joe Rogan. I would burn that place down. Because he's not funny. I'd be like, so Joe Rogan sucks. And then just wait for the applause to stop. And then I'm like, all right, that's my 15 minutes. See ya.
All right, final thing. We'll start with Joe Rogan. He's
Vibes.
on the screen. Vibes.
Vibes.
How does Joe Rogan make you feel?
He didn't say anything. He did nothing. Like how he's vanilla.
He agreed with him.
He did.
He
but
did agree. He
just
spent the entire time agreeing.
He agreed.
It's so
like,
hard.
like that's the thing,
He-
Ollie.
yeah.
Like it's not just nothing. It's nothing after he says, yeah, you're right. That's the fucking problem. You can't just fucking agree
Yeah.
with fucking racist 9 times out of 10 and be like, why does everyone have this rumor going around that I just like don't like certain people? Because you fucking sit in company with these monsters, these Machiavellian monsters,
and let them say whatever.
and he doesn't
And-
push back
and
at
you
all. And
don't-
it's his show.
And you don't push back.
And he could kick him off at any moment. But hey, don't say that shit about black people. That's fucked up. Don't say that shit.
So F.
Yeah, F. Fuck this guy.
Everyone F.
You convinced me, Mikey.
If you don't stand up for people, you're just as fucking bad.
And now vibes. Jordan Peterson.
Oh, like what's
S.
below double F?
Double F.
What, triple F, quadruple F, fucking. Oh, I literally, I was getting heartburn listening to this guy speak. It was like
Giving him a
make
G.
me ill.
A G.
Lowercase g.
Yeah, Jordan Peterson might win this on the first go around.
He said a lot of stupid shit all in like
He's-
a minute
yeah.
and a half there.
So here's the average. Here's the average for them two. Joe Rogan averages an F plus, and Jordan Peterson averages an F minus. Like he's got the lowest score I think we've ever given anyone ever.
And yeah, well, it was literally diarrhea coming out of his mouth.
Racist diarrhea.
Machiavelli capitalism.
Racism. Let me tell you, when he's not talking about racism, he's talking about sexism, or he's talking about
Anti-trans shit.
hierarchy,
homophobia or anti-trans shit. Like he's
Use
just
the bathroom
garbage.
you were assigned at birth.
He's very much, and he likes to think that he's fucking neutral on these things. He likes to think that he's not a conservative nutbag, but he is.
Fucking Scott in the chat says, looks like he's wearing a pizza.
Yeah.
He's got several pizza boxes all put together.
It
He
just
said
makes me itch. Yeah.
So that was the first episode.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna make it to 2.
Yeah.
So-
it was.
Like I was saying at the beginning of the episode, if you don't want me to give you videos,
Send some videos.
Delete
show
the
me what you
channels.
got.
Oh.
Show me what you got.
I was like, delete the channel. Got it. Control Alt A.
Because I'll find the fermented pineapples.
That was definitely today. Tim was whipped cream on a fermented pineapple sundae. Is what you did. You gave us whipped cream, and then underneath
Fermented cream.
No, I think the AOC Bernie video was fine, and that was
Yeah.
the cream
Oh,
part.
yeah, no,
and then as soon as you get underneath it, it's all fucking fermented pineapple under there.
Yeah.
It's all bad pineapple.
You take a bite and you're like, oh, this is good. Take a second bite. I'm going to die.
I'm dead now.
It's gonna be hard
How
to
far
find
away is
anything
the
that beats that.
hospital? Well, the Queen
It
of
is-
Canada's back, so
Yeah, the Queen of Canada. We gotta watch. Listen, the
Oh.
people on that board, we have to watch them. So
You mean this
yes.
board?
Yeah, that board.
Yeah, put up that board. Yeah.
So I crammed 4 of them in one episode as a first, like, let's start this off with a bang kind of thing. But we got a whole bunch of people to go through. We haven't even watched a Ben Shapiro in a while. We haven't done any Bill Maher or Joe Scarborough.
Bill Maher is gonna probably make me rage quit. Because he's
There
the
is a
same.
DNF.
Because he's the same as Peterson. It's just he's
Oh,
like
yeah.
old school 1960s Klan member racist, and then they just get all washed up and they slick their hair to one side and they put on a suit and tie and then they say the same shit and then people are like, oh, this is different. No, it's not. It's the same. Just because a
And the worst
toothless
part about him-
just because a toothless yokel isn't screaming it out of the bed of a pickup truck doesn't mean it's not the same thing.
Yeah, he's not on the show, but we should. But he hides all that shit and gets people to like him by getting into other popular topics among people, like weed culture and shit like that. Get you like wanting to listen to him because he's talking about weed, and then slips that shit in. It's kind of messy.
So
Yeah.
I mean, we won't be able
So,
to do Bill Maher's actual show because HBO will find us. And but he does have a podcast and he does do interviews, so I'm sure we can find plenty of Bill Maher being terrible.
I'm trying to get a screenshot of this dickhead.
With that face,
Yeah.
it looks like the wind is blowing in his face.
It looks like he's farting in his own face. He's farting in his own face.
Yeah.
He's smelling his own farts. There we go. There's a good one for Joe.
Yeah, that's what Joe.
All right, now let's get AOC.
A respectable AOC.
You can see the
pretty
disappointment.
good.
She
Disappointed
watched the
AOC.
video too.
Yeah,
She
but
saw it.
this was a good video for her, so she should have a good clip. A good.
I don't think there's a single shot of Bernie. Like,
Yeah.
there's a double. Is there Bernie by himself?
No, I don't think was there.
I'm surprised they had like a whole camera set up, to be honest.
Thoughtful AOC.
You got an AOC mood board.
Yeah.
Sad AOC, thoughtful AOC, happy AOC, angry AOC.
Yeah. No, there is no single pictures of Bernie.
I already got the Bernie picture that I want in my head.
Okay.
It's the
Okay.
one when he's on stage and the fucking bird came. Remember the bird?
Yeah.
Remember that he was Bernie Sanders for like 2 months? Bernie?
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
I'm sure that's a picture on that wall back there.
Dude, the bird landing on the podium was everything. That's was like, if there was a God, he's telling us this is the way to go. And the DNC was like, fuck that shit. It's Hillary's turn. You're like,
Yeah.
If there was hope, this is it.
Yeah. Literally a fucking dove came up and landed on the podium. And they're like, no, we're not going that way.
Nope, the guy with the symbolic bird, I don't think so. We're going to go with
that
the
whole decision back then
money.
led to that, and now this too.
Yes.
Because Trump would have never been run again.
Yes. If
He
he would have
lost
lost
the first
if
time.
he,
Never-
if he lost twice in a row, he wouldn't run again.
No,
Oh,
he
yeah.
wouldn't. If he lost the first time, he would have
He'd
never
be in
run again.
jail.
If he lost the first time, he wouldn't have run again. He wouldn't have
Yeah.
wanted to do that again. He didn't want to
So-
run the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't know he was
did
going
it
to win.
just to get publicity. That's all he did it for. And then he won.
Bro didn't have a victory speech written. He just thought he was going to lose.
Yeah.
I wonder if he truly understands how much he's destroyed this country.
No.
I don't think.
He's not
Some
smart
of it.
enough. He's not smart enough. He can't actually conceptualize what he's doing and what the effect of it is. He can't put it together. Like, he still thinks that people are getting freed from asylums in Nicaragua to come seek asylum here. Like,
Oh,
he
yeah.
thinks that's
Yeah.
what that means. Like, he's like seriously stupid.
Yeah, he thinks all criminals are just like freed from insane asylums and they're just crazy and criminals, like Jordan Peterson.
He thinks
Yeah.
asylum seekers are people who are mentally unstable looking for asylums in the United States. He doesn't know that there's a whole other definition to the word asylum. He doesn't understand. He's
Yeah,
just
he doesn't
actually like, because I went back and
get
watched
it.
some of the clips of it. He's using it like, if you're thinking that he means the right way, but he actually means his, like, he means his way. He doesn't get that it's wrong. He thinks he's right.
Yeah.
He's just a bad person.
Word.
But will be plenty of Trump that we can watch over the next year.
Right there.
There's a good one.
That's a good one for AOC.
Bernie looks confused why she's shaking him so hard.
Right there. That's a good one too. That's a good one. Yeah. So.
Bernie is like, my arm's gonna fall off.
Yeah.
Lady almost killed me.
Yeah, you just dislocated my shoulder and my elbow.
Be in the hospital for 2 weeks.
All right. I think does anyone have any final thoughts?
You're a bad person, Tim.
Yeah,
I know.
Tim's a bad person.
2024 is over,
Someone's
Scott.
got to be the bad guy. Someone's got to be the bad guy.
I'm retiring till 2029.
Ooh.
You can't. You're contractually obligated to watch the videos.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yep.
You turn that lens cap right back on.
Well, like and subscribe to the Bin Network.
That stuff, yeah.
Suffer with us.
We keep forgetting to mention this, but our show is now Thursday nights instead of Wednesday nights. We started doing that just before the new year. And so you can find the Unboxed Politics Thursday nights on the Bin Network.
Including
we have other great
Scorpio
shows.
Patriot.
Yeah, Scorpio Patriot. We have other great shows.
How come Shoddy's not on here?
I don't know.
Okay. Just throwing it
Well,
out there.
the problem is
Scripted?
he doesn't do anything outside. Well, they have a podcast, but it's
that's
you
not
know,
really right. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
He doesn't do
You're
anything outside of the show. So unfortunately,
Fine, you're right.
I would love it because
Yeah.
I could just talk about that forever. But
Should we make a second show that is just a reaction to some more news?
Oh my God, I would do that. I'm sick enough in the head to do that.
Some more news show.
some more news.
Some more news.
Some more news. Anyway, we have other great shows on the Vid Network, like Filthy Americans with Mikey and Brenna,
Yeah.
and the Book Revolution podcast with my wife. Talk about books. We're gonna drop a new episode in the next day or two, and whatever else we put on there. Mikey spent 2.5 hours going through all the bills that were going out in his state yesterday.
Yeah.
I watched some of that.
So we also have
Illinois has
all the new laws.
Illinois has 300,
There was like 300 new laws.
300 new laws for Illinois starting January 1st.
That sounds fun for you.
Well, I did it yesterday. It's up there.
So like and subscribe and give us money.
Do it.
I'll send you my PayPal and you can give me money.
Don't do it. It's
Cheers,
I will
Scott.
Cash
accept
App.
Dogecoin.
Cash App, Venmo, we got it all.
Dogecoin.
I think that's it for 2025. We'll see you next year, folks.
What are you talking about?
Cheers.
We'll be back.
Yes, I won.
Next year.
We'll see you this year. We'll see you this year.
Oh,
We'll be back next week with a new episode of this show, and I won't make everyone watch Jordan Peterson again.
Push the goddamn button.
We'll have good content next week.
You heard what she said.